Day Center downtown on Green Street is a metropolis of heroes walking the hallways.
Yeah, some fought through war while others are currently fighting off disease. And remember the saying, you're not promised tomorrow.
As WMER2 News' Jamie Costello reports in tonight's Bridging the Gap, one veteran was promised tomorrow. In fact, he keeps this promise when his eyes pop open every morning.
I'm John.
Way up here on the 6th floor, we met a man we'll never forget.
Tell everybody how old you are.
101 month old.
Watch Mr. James sit up like he did one night in bed.
I dreamed one night. He said, "You are 100 years old."
He said that God told him that he would live to be 100. He promised him that he would live to be 100.
He didn't use a cane until he was 97. Stopped driving his Chevy just 2 months ago. And the first time he used the walker was to bury his daughter.
He used the walker so that he could go to the cemetery, and it didn't matter how long it took. He was going to stay there until her service was over and her gravesite was closed. He wasn't leaving.
What a man. Born in Oxford, North Carolina. Granddad was a preacher. His mom died at the age of 46.
She left me with 7 brothers and sisters to take care of.
He was proud nobody ever went to jail, but he was prouder to serve our nation.
I had gone in the army and served 3.5 years.
He was a special cook. They call them dietitians today.
I made jello or pudding that was their dessert.
And just when he thought he was out,
Redrafted me back another year to cook.
Well, you must have been a good cook. Yeah.
on the GI Bill, he quickly learned farming wouldn't pay the bills. So he moved to Baltimore to work at Beth Steel. And then he got called again.
I was called to preach. I had been preaching 65 years.
Those hands that held babies, baptized souls, cracked eggs, and put together to pray, those hands.
I see strength in his hands.
And strength passed down to his daughter, who takes care of Dad, took care of her ailing sister and dying mother.
If I stay, will you stay? You mean it? You mean it? You really stay? I spent every night with her in the hospital or the nursing home until she died.
There is strength all around him here at the VA.
It is a rough journey for me as a person and as a mom this past summer, because I lost also a veteran of my life, my son. And I said to myself, instead of lingering on the pain that my family is going through up to this time, I'm going to convert my pain to something positive and do more better job, an excellent job to each veteran that we have.
First thing in the morning, he thanks God for waking up. Last thing at night, he hopes God allows him to wake up in the morning.
I'm still cooking. I made my breakfast this morning.
And the final question to Mr. Smith.
Your secret to success.
It is relationship.
Oh, he'll find it. He'll find that one word to describe his great life: relationship between God, family, and work. He puts his dome on his head, strolls out of the VA with his daughter. The promise was kept. The promise we'll never forget.